Yeah, Madero.
Anglo.
First
Okay,
English.
okay, English.
Pretty much some time ago you were talking about the story of Jayadeva Goswami, and when he's writing Gita Govinda, um, he he's being dictated to. So and he's writing whatever he's hearing. This is my understanding. And then the point when he hears that Krishna puts his feet on the puts his head on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, he kind of stops, and he's unsure whether that's the case. And then, of course, the pastime continues, and Krishna instructs him, I guess, that this is actually the case. So I was thinking that sometimes we have this conception that Jayadeva Goswami, he's a Mahabhagavad, he's being dictated to by Krishna. How is it that he doesn't understand this truth? And is it the case that even in this situation, Krishna is dictating to a personality, but they're also learning through that whole process? Is that correct understanding? Krishna.
But I don't, why is it that everything is being dictated to him? Where does it say that?
I guess we just hear it's being dictated to him, but I guess I haven't heard everything. But
That Gita Govinda is being dictated? It was it's a discussion I was having with Devamrita Maharaj recently, just about what it means. So, and Keshav Bharati Maharaj, both of them. And like with the story of Gop Kumar, that it's revealed to him. So, is it means that every word for word, and he's like a secretary taking shorthand? Or is the story and you're narrating the story, and then I was reading in Tattva Sandarbha about different types of sages, those who are actually repeating for Veda, because it's the basis of the Vedas, is that you repeat not only verbatim, but you repeat every diacritic. Everything is perfectly repeated. So, and then there are others, there's Shruti, there's Smriti, and then those who have heard from other persons. When Prabhupada is Jayadeva Maharaj is asking me about, he's asking Prabhupada and I quoted this somewhere in one of the introductions to one of the books, that Prabhupada was writing things into his Krishna book. It was in Krishna book, and he was writing because it's a what's it called? Krishna book is a like teaching
Summary study.
Summary study. So he said, "Well, Prabhupada, this isn't in. It's not in the text." And Prabhupada says, anyway, it's my summary study, I can do any damn thing I want. So it means that he's not just taking dictation, he's an individual, and Prabhupada says, I have to think about every word 100 times. So if you're taking dictation, you don't have to think about the word 100 times. And when you're so there's different things. There's either commentary or repeating Shastra. You know, Lord Chaitanya's Chaitanya Charitamrita is quoting things that haven't been written, and because it exists, so that those are pre-existing things. So I think there's different, I don't even want to say level because it makes it sound like something's higher and something's lower, but there's different ways in which Shastra is written, and some of it may be just, you know, that someone is really a scribe and they're just repeating 100% verbatim what's being either dictated to them by Krishna, or they have access to, they have access to eternal knowledge, transcendental knowledge. They see into there. I don't know what they see or how that works, but they have access into that. And then there are others who comment on eternally existing scriptures, and then they give their own commentary. What does it mean that, you know, you got so many commentators on the Bhagavatam? So they give, and then there's people who write this Jaiva Dharma, you know, eternally existing Shastra, or is it Bhaktivinoda Thakur's composition, as well as other books, which are, you know, kind of just like there's that Prema Pradeep and Jagannath Pandit's book, which the question is it Jagannathananda's book, or is it Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book? Anyway, but it starts off, he says, this is just, I'm writing down diary. Swarab Damodar comes to me, he says, yeah, you should write, it'll be very good for people. He says, I don't know what's good for people, I don't care. I'll just write whatever comes to my mind. So I think that's part of, that there's a whole scope, and you know, we have faith in all of them with sort of a blanket faith, with a blanket acceptance that these are all great Mahabharats and everything that they say is perfect. But there's a human element, and that's part of being in the material world. That whether they're Mahabharats or great souls, you know, Arjuna's on the battlefield, or Maharaj Yudhisthira doesn't want to lie, or so many other things. This is all part of, you know, otherwise, yeah, but you just got these people and they're just secretaries. They're just, you know, you may as well replace them with a computer. So, you know, you can dictate into the computer and it writes everything. So what do you need a person for? Now, obviously, person is a different thing. Person means life, person means variety, person means pastimes. So acharyas exhibit pastimes. Their life is pastimes. It's part of Krishna's pastime to see it, and their pastime, they live it out as devotees, and it's just, that becomes part of it. It becomes wonderful. There's an opportunity for Krishna to actually really physically appear and write in his own handwriting.
It filters through their consciousness. It filters through their consciousness. Like a computer doesn't have a consciousness, but when you have a person, then it's their consciousness is added to that process.
The consciousness.
The individual has a certain consciousness.
Yeah,
So
he has a life, and you know, he's living out the life. Nara Lila, that's what it means. Acharya means with their extraordinary personalities, and they have their own pastimes, and that's sort of part of it. My question is, where is that original thing with Krishna's handwriting? So, yeah, so that's very, and there Krishna comes alone, or Krishna comes with Balaram?
Alone.
He comes alone. He goes with that other Arjuna Acharya as Krishna and Balaram.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it would be unusual for Balaram to show up with Gita Govinda. Yeah, so that human element, that personal element, it has to be there with what makes things relatable and what makes things wonderful. Otherwise, there's not much wonderful in just someone being a secretary, and it takes away credit from person. So it's attributed, if the Leela's eternal, but still has Jayadeva Goswami's name on it. So it's Jayadeva Goswami's Gita Govinda. That Gita Govinda pastime's going on, but Jayadeva Goswami gets credit for writing it down and for making that wonderful poetry. Is that poetry the same? So the pastime's there, but now who writes it down? So like that verse we wrote, Vishwanath Chakravarti, I wish I could write as well as Rupa Goswami. So, well, if it's just a matter of taking dictation, why isn't it all the same? But someone's like this, and someone's like that, and it's at this meter, and these people are better, and so, yeah, it's all. Otherwise, I think Prabhupada would say, this is impersonal. It becomes impersonal. To sort of wipe out the person, and it's just like a puppet. Hare Krishna.